After recording his fourth career triple-double with a 17-point, 10 rebound, and 10 assist stat line against the San Antonio Spurs, Josh Giddey just became the first teenager in NBA history to record 3 straight triple-doubles in a season. This also puts the 19-year-old Australian in rare company as he joins Luka Doncic and Ben Simmons as the only players over the past 25 years to put up at least 4 triple-doubles in their rookie year. Well, again, the milestones just keep coming for Giddey, and it seems like they won't stop anytime soon as he has officially established himself as the NBA's newest triple-double machine. However, just like any other rookie, Giddey did come into the NBA with his own share of weaknesses. Sure, he's not yet an elite shot creator, he doesn't necessarily have the burst to blow by defenders, and even his shooting is pointed out to be suspect. And yet, despite those current limitations, Giddey is without a doubt turning heads and catching defenses off guard while expanding the possibilities for a young OKC Thunder team by looking like a generational type of playmaker. As the numbers don't lie, Giddey's current 6.3 assists per game not only leads all rookies but also ranks 19th in the entire league. What's even crazier though, I think, is that among all 99 players to play at least 30 minutes per game this season, Giddey's current 32.6 assist percentage ranks in the 87th percentile, and among all players listed as wings, that assist percentage also ranks in the 100th percentile of the entire league. Again, Giddey is doing this despite being a rookie and despite mostly functioning as the secondary ball handler next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So basically, those numbers would just definitely make you want to know what's so special about this guy's playmaking ability and just how generational of a player he could really be, most especially if you really haven't seen him play. And so that's what we'll talk about in this video. So what's good everyone, and what's good my co-Thunder fans who are here? It's Rero Balls here again, and as always, if you do enjoy these types of content, please give the video a thumbs up, or better yet, consider subscribing to the channel. It only takes a second of your time, but it would be much appreciated. So let's get to it. First of all, Josh Giddey is listed at 6'8", but he's actually reported to be 6'9". That makes him a really big pass-first offensive initiator. Well, the thing is, for young players who enter the league at around 6'7" up to 6'10", that are seen as someone who already has an emerging scoring ability and at least a baseline feel for the game, the usual desire is to develop them into becoming cognitively active or tactically advanced playmakers to potentially become full-time offensive focal points. However, Josh Giddey is the other way around. He already has that exceptional mix of vision, decision-making, size, and overall passing skill and creativity, despite still lacking the scoring gravity that could even propel his playmaking to unimaginable heights. At the end of the day though, Giddey knows how to make use of what he already has. His 6'9" frame allows him to see above complex defensive schemes, which when you combine with his elite feel and high basketball IQ, gives you a huge playmaker who can see the entire floor at all times, who can dish out any kind of pass that he wants to against any type of defensive coverage. Just like here, you can see Giddey make use of OKC's 5-out offense. He takes advantage of the early possession by attacking the high drop coverage, then the unexpected burst forces the weak side defender to collapse in the paint, which prompts Giddey to throw the kick out pass to Tre Mann on the corner for the open 3. Here, after Poku's miss, you can see Giddey scrambling for the ball. Now against 4 Spurs defenders, he patiently surveys the floor while in the corner, and when he sees Poku blitzing through the lane, Giddey just dishes out the perfectly timed lob against the outstretched arms of Jakob Poeltl. Then here, you can see Giddey run a double drag play with Kenrich Williams and Mike Muscala. Coming off the second screen, Giddey already sees Jordan Clarkson looking his way, so he positions himself right in the middle of the drop coverage to be able to throw the nice overhead pass to the cutting Kenrich Williams. So in those kinds of situations, you can see how Giddey is just able to deliver passes off angles which even some smaller lead guards aren't able to see. You'd also notice how he's seemingly able to process where both his teammates and the defense are gonna be even before the actual play happens. The bottom line is, when Giddey is on the floor, he's able to set his teammates up for easy scoring opportunities, which is backed up by the numbers too. As according to PBP stats, when Giddey is on the floor, OKC's percentage of assisted 2-point field goals increased by 9 percentage points, and their percentage of assisted 3-point field goals also increased by 6%. These also happen to be the biggest plus-minus numbers for such categories that an OKC player has produced this season. I think this is particularly impressive considering considering Giddey still doesn't have the constant burst to blow by defenders or the consistent shooting from deep, which in turn could have potentially opened up more passing windows for him. The good thing though is that Giddey is already inclined to drive to the paint. His 12.1 drives per game ranks 28th most in the league. However, among all 50 players to average at least 10 drives per game, his 43.7 field goal percentage coming from shots off drives still only ranks in the 20th percentile. Plus, Giddey still usually needs the help of ball screens in order to display his full downhill burst, and I think because of those things, he rarely provokes help defenders, and overall, defenses still don't really feel compelled to rotate against his attack. But still, in those moments when he gets some downhill steam, Giddey has been showing us glimpses of the beautiful passing windows that he can create for his teammates. Just like here, Giddey receives the handoff from the top of the key. He uses the ball screen to set up his downhill drive, then he spins against the drop defense before delivering the nice bounce pass to the rolling Derek Favors. Then again here, Giddey gets a driving lane coming off the ball screen. You can see that he's already able to probe the drop coverage, causing the defense to collapse in the paint, but then he makes the last minute read, dishing the kick out to Darius Bazley on the corner for the open three. Again, those are the kinds of looks that Giddey can already create as a 19-year-old rookie. So just imagine how much more defenders this guy can draw and how much more passing windows he'll be able to open for the Thunder once he grows into his body and once he develops into a more deliberate and more consistent rim attacker. But huge props to Coach Daignault, cause I think a huge reason as to why Giddey is thriving as a passer while still developing his scoring is because they're putting him in optimal situations offensively by making sure he catches the ball on the move or with a slight advantage already constructed. This can be seen with how he's being deployed as a passer coming off side pick and rolls or dribble handoffs to avoid him having attack more structured defenses. You would mostly see this happening when SGA is acting as the primary initiator during a possession. Just like in this clip, Shea has the ball, but then you can see Giddey coming out of the secondary action on the side, and right at this moment, Giddey already knows that he's going to use his momentum out of the ball screen to dish out the one-handed pocket pass to the weak side cutter in Kenrich Williams. Then again here, Shea's right at the top of the key, but you can see Giddey once again coming out of the side ball screen. He's got a lot of options here, but he's quick to read the weak side action, so he decides to go for the backdoor pass to Tre Mann, who detonates right at the rim. Well, those passes are definitely hard to execute in real time, but again, Josh Giddey is a playmaker who already has that third level passing ability, which enables him to break down multiple layers of on-court actions right as they happen. But another thing which I think makes Giddey special as a playmaker is his ambidextrous nature. He's right-handed, but he can effectively throw passes out of his left hand while also doing it out of weird angles even from the left side of the court. As a result, defenders can't force Giddey to a weak hand because it doesn't exist, nor can they read his passing tendencies or playmaking patterns. Just like here, watch how Giddey attacks Grayson Allen with the stutter step. He then goes for the pivot before whipping out a one-handed lefty over the shoulder pass to JRE on the corner, who hits the three over the late closeout. Again here, watch how Giddey reads the play within the play. As soon as he receives the handoff from Muscala, he already knows what he's gonna do. He takes one dribble before dishing out the laser-like lefty bounce pass to the cutting Lou Dort off a tough angle. So again, the question is, as a defender, how do you even stop those kinds of passes that are seemingly coming out of nowhere that are being dished out with pinpoint precision? That's just really the difficult part when you're playing against Josh Giddey. But again, looking at the entirety of things, I think there's still definitely a lot left to be desired here from a team standpoint. Right now, Giddey's also averaging 11.8 potential assists per game, which is the 25th most in the league. However, OKC as a team ranks dead last in the NBA in 3-point shooting percentage and second to the last in 2-point shooting percentage, which of course is understandable, but the thing is, the team just doesn't have someone who's both a high volume and high efficiency outside shooter, or someone whose game is tailored to become a constant lob threat. And having those kinds of players alongside Giddey would most likely have been able to increase the possibility of his potential assists turning into actual buckets. Well, sure, internal development will work its course for OKC's young players, but imagine the team landing a high pick in this year's draft. Imagine them selecting a 6'10" lights out perimeter shooter like Jabari Smith or an athletic run and jump big man like Jalen Duren. Those guys would most definitely help Giddey maximize both the quality and quantity of his passes. But sure, at the end of the day, it's not only the playmaking ability that we should look out for Giddey. He's starting to look more comfortable as a perimeter shot creator and as a contact absorber around the rim, and has been proven everyone who called him a bad defender wrong. This is all a big win for the OKC Thunder, who many have criticized for drafting Giddey supposedly too early with the 6th overall pick in the draft, cause even as a rookie, he already looks like the kind of all-around future NBA star who teams wish they could build around. So what do you guys think is a realistic ceiling for Josh Giddey? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. And again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing as well. Again, this is Rero Balls, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.